Hi, I'm Chris Steyerwalt, and it's time for Power Play. Hi, Internet, and how you doing? So it's never too soon to start talking about the next election. Now, we've been talking a lot about the presidential elections, yes, but how about the battle for the Senate? Now, the Republicans just took control of the Senate with a 9-seat gain, which was pretty impressive, but the territory that they have to defend in 2016 looks pretty rough. That includes states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and other spots where President Obama has traditionally done very well, and Democrats hope to regain some ground. So how's that going to work out? Why don't we ask people who know things? People who know things include Pete Snyder. He is the CEO of Disruptor Capital. Disruptor. He is also a contributor to the fine Fox News channel. And you know Stephen Cobb. He is a Democrat. He is a consultant. He is an attorney and used to be the lawyer for the Democratic Party of Virginia. Gentlemen, welcome. How you doing?
Doing great. No honeymoon. I mean, you're going right into this stuff for me. Come on.
Fiddly-dee. Come on. Because, and this is important, the way that Congress legislates will be a reflection of how anxious Republicans are feeling about their ability to hold the Senate, right? Isn't that so?
I don't even know what that means.
What it means is that if you are, let's say, a conservative Republican from Wisconsin, and you know that you have a difficult challenge coming in the next year, you're going to vote differently, aren't you, than you are if not?
I don't see Ron Johnson changing what he does.
Okay.
I think this is going to be an up or down for the state of Wisconsin. Do you like the guy or not like the guy?
Okay.
No doubt. Look, no doubt about it. It is a tougher environment. We're defending 24
But it shades
seats.
the thinking, doesn't it? It shades the thinking.
For some politicians,
yes. We won't. I'm not asking you to identify, but it does shade the thinking. And we talk about 24 states, and some of those states, of course, are safe. But when we look at the list, we see, Stephen, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. That's tough. We see what are your tops?
New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, with wild cards in North Carolina and Missouri.
Really?
I don't see Missouri at all. Come on.
You feeling Missouri?
I listed them last.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I got that.
I think Roy Blunt will be just fine.
Now, one of the challenges for your party, though, is you have to draft good names. You have to get good candidates. The Republicans had a good candidate recruitment year in 2014, and that was the precursor to their success.
We're on the way right now. We have former Congressman, former Admiral Joe Sestak in Pennsylvania ramping up.
You're going, the bed's made there?
I think he's the odds-on favorite right now, and I think he'll be a formidable candidate.
Wow. It was such a great campaign before that he ran.
That's tough.
I think he ran actually a very hard-nosed campaign. I think he's going to be a formidable candidate who can raise money and is going to put the hard work in. Former Governor Ted Strickland in Ohio, I think he's going to be a good candidate. I think the odds are in favor for Congresswoman Duckworth in Illinois. Mm-hmm. She's going to be a very strong candidate.
That is, by the way, with Mark Kirk, that's going to be a tough race, right? That's just going to be a plain old tough race.
That's the number one bout in America for next year.
Right.
But, I think the Democrats are going to have a challenge. Two of the lead dogs that our friend here just talked about are lost before. I mean, bringing back retreads. And that's the problem with 2016 overall for Democrats. It's a retread election. If you have Hillary at the top of the ticket, you have all these folks who got there and got blown out before. I mean, Sestak got blown out before.
So did Pat Toomey before he ran for Senate.
He lost Arl Inspector in a primary by 10% and did really well otherwise.
Right. Okay. So how does Hillary Clinton and that overlay affect this? Because if you think about it this way, the more optimistic Democrats are about the top of the ticket, the better their recruiting class will be. If you think it's going to be a good year, you're more likely to run. So how does, when we look at Hillary Clinton and the timing of her announcement, how does that sync up with the Senate recruiting?
Clearly, in the presidential cycle, it's going to help out a lot. And I think Hillary Clinton is going to have coattails. And when you look at those states, when you look at New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, those are states that the Democratic Party is confident that we will not only compete well in, but win by more than a couple points. I think you're looking at somewhere in the 53 to 56% in particularly Pennsylvania, Illinois, Wisconsin, probably a little bit lower in New Hampshire and Ohio, but those have coattails, and so then you have to ask yourself how many of those folks are going to be split-ticket voters who are going to go in and vote for Secretary Clinton, but then vote for the Republican incumbent.
Now, I've got to agree with you about Illinois and Wisconsin. Now, that, of course, depends on whether their governor is running for president or not. But New Hampshire, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, you guys have good candidates. Your incumbents are strong and run well, and especially Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire, right?
Kelly's going to be in great shape. Rob Portman's wildly popular, the most popular politician in the state right now. I think Pat Toomey has done very well in Pennsylvania. And he's a pretty fierce campaign.
When was the last time Republicans presidential candidate won Pennsylvania?
Oh, no, they don't. But is there an updraft? Just as Democrats are hoping there'll be a downdraft for Hillary that will help people down the ticket, can Republicans be helped by a good performance in Ohio by Portman or a good performance by Ayotte in New Hampshire?
Absolutely, and that's when you're looking at who's going to be VP and where are you pulling votes and all that kind of stuff.
See?
Totally going to come into play.
It wasn't too soon. They thought it was too soon. It wasn't too soon to start talking about.
I just wanted to enjoy the majority for a little bit.
It wasn't too soon to start talking about guys. We thank you very much for making time. And you, Internet, we thank you for making time. And we will be following each twist and turn of the trail to the next Senate majority every step of the way.